Okay, we're going to be talking about how to set up the Facebook pixel to make sure that we have everything fully tracked and, of course, the same type of pixel setup that we have for Shopify. And if this is the first time you're ever hearing about the Facebook pixel, let me tell you that it's just incredibly powerful. It's also incredibly necessary to really make sure that you're making the most out of your Facebook ads. We're going to be doing website conversion ads as the main traffic source, the main objective inside of Facebook, and that relies on having the Facebook pixel. So what exactly is the Facebook pixel? It's a piece of code. It's totally invisible to the user. It's going to sit on any page, or hopefully every page, if we set it up correctly, every page of your funnel, and it's going to track every single thing that happens and send it back to Facebook for use with helping better the performance of our ads. So it's going to figure out exactly who's on our website based on their Facebook profile. And this works because basically everyone is logged into Facebook. This is very ubiquitous now on the internet. Almost every site is going to use the Facebook pixel. Every e-commerce site is definitely using the Facebook pixel to gather information about people on the site. And it's used for things like retargeting and lookalike audiences. Again, it just makes your ads perform better. Okay, but it's an invisible piece of code. Customer will never see it. The user will never see it. But it tracks what they do. And very specifically, it tracks did they purchase or not, right? And why is that helpful? Well, the Facebook pixel starts accumulating all this information saying, well, these types of people didn't buy, but these types of people did. So let's go ahead and find more of these buyers in your upcoming ads, right? That's the very oversimplified version of the pixel. But again, the reason that we want it to be installed on every page is we want to collect as much data as possible because it's going to help our ads perform better. Now, if you're familiar with Shopify, you know how easy it is to install the pixel there. If you've been with Shopify for a while, you might remember that it wasn't always that easy. That's kind of where we're at right now with ClickFunnels. You have to basically do a little bit of copying and pasting in different sections, and you will have to look at code because Facebook's going to give you the pixel as a big chunk of code. You'll have to copy and paste that into the right spot. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We have to go into literally every one of our pages to do this. I'll show you the first page. We'll come over here, click Edit Page, of course. We're going to our product page. Okay, this is basically the equivalent of just any product page on your Shopify site. Like if you had a t-shirt, it would be the actual page of the t-shirt, right? Here's your product page. Okay. Now what we need to do is just put our base pixel, our Facebook pixel with no other actions onto this page. Okay, what do I mean by actions? Well, there are different actions, or what Facebook calls events, that could happen on a pixel. And with Shopify automatically adds in the correct event depending on what page they're on. For example, if they're on the product page, the event would be a page view. Right? That's like the most basic default thing, just basically someone looking at the page. Okay, the event that we want is purchase. Okay, now the thing is, obviously a purchase cannot happen on this page. The only thing that could happen on this product page with ClickFunnels is a view, right? An add to cart cannot happen because there's no cart here. Right, now we will use add to cart on the next page, right, where the checkout is, but that doesn't happen until the actual page that we want. So the event that we want on here, there is no specific event. It's just page view, which is the most basic event. Basically, it's just saying someone visited the page. And when you want just the page view event to fire, you just need to simply put in your base pixel, okay? The pixel code that Facebook spits out right when you open up your first pixel. I'll show you how to do that. All we need to do is go over into our Facebook Ads Manager, okay? Go to your Facebook Ads Manager. It doesn't matter if you use Business Manager or not. You're still going to go into your Ads Manager. Come into the top navigation and click Pixels. Okay, sometimes it's over here under All Tools. It might be over here under Assets Pixels, but typically it's going to be on the left-hand side. Click on Pixels. You're going to get sent here. If this is the first time you've been to this page, you're going to click Create, and you're basically going to generate your pixel for the first time. Okay, once you generate your pixel, you're going to be basically seeing this screen. You might not have any information down here because this is a live pixel. Come over here and you're going to click the Setup Pixel button. Okay, you press this button. Come over here and you have different selections over here. Basically, you're going to click this middle one, manually install the code yourself. Okay, so click on this. It's, you could ignore all this other stuff. I'm going to show you exactly where you need to place it. Okay, you have this over here. This is your base pixel in number 2. Okay, copy the entire pixel code and paste it in the website header. Don't worry about this. Okay, we're going to paste it in the pixel section or the tracking code section of ClickFunnels. But all we need to do is click in here. It copies it. Okay, and in fact, I'm going to open up a notepad document. All right, so this entire chunk right here, this is our base pixel code. Okay, this is our base pixel code. In fact, you see it says the event, without getting too technical, this is basically saying track this event. So track page views. Okay. If we wanted to track add to carts, this would look a little bit different, and you'll see that on the next page. But we're going to take this, again, making sure that it's copied. And we're going to move to ClickFunnels. Okay. On our product page, step 1 of our funnel, settings, tracking code up here on the top. Okay, and you see that you have this to start, right? And these are basically notes, these little blue things. Okay, so you can keep these in here. I'm just basically telling you copy and paste your Facebook pixel entire script below. Okay, so you can go from here on, delete everything else, because that's actually just a sample of Facebook pixel in there, and now paste in your pixel code. Okay, paste in your entire base pixel. Okay, that's all you need to do for this page. Okay, you take the pixel code that they give you, copy it, you come up here to settings, tracking code, this thing pops up, you're going to see my little notes in there. You can go right after this arrow on the first line, delete everything else, go to the next line, and simply paste in the code. Close it and save it, and then that's all you need to do for this page. So let's exit out and go to the next page. Okay, it gets a little bit more complex here. We go to step 2. Okay, so step 2 over here, we're going to come in and again edit the page. Okay, and this time we need to think about what we want, right? We want 2 things to happen, right? Page view is always going to happen, right? Because that's just the basic thing, people looking at the page. But another specific event is happening as well, and multiple events can happen at the same time. We're going to call this our add to cart event. Okay, now we want to be able to track add to carts because we know that that's one of the events that we could optimize our ad for. Okay, in fact, that's often going to be how we start with a brand new pixel. We're going to optimize for add to cart. So we need to be tracking the people that add to cart. So we're going to come up here again, settings, tracking code, okay, and I give you the notes over here. Enter the full Facebook pixel plus the add to cart event. Okay, ATC is add to cart. Come over here to our pixel page again. Okay, copy this again. Okay, but we're going to go over here and click continue. Okay, click and continue, and now you see over here, learn about Facebook events. You could read about this. I basically already explained it to you. The only ones that you really care about are purchase and add to cart. Okay, there's really no initiate checkout or add to cart. You use one or the other in ClickFunnels because it's only a 1-page checkout. Okay, so we're going to use add to cart. Okay, so you click this checkbox. Now it's going to ask you some questions here. Okay, you could enter in a value, but you don't have to for these extra parameters. Okay, basically we're saying we could enter in what currency it's in, probably US dollars, right? Or more importantly, we could enter in what do we value an add to cart. Right? Do we give it a numerical value? This is often typically used for things like lead generation, right? Obviously, you don't obtain any value from getting an add to cart, but you might assign it a value if you wanted to, like $1, you know, or whatever. Like this would track things inside of the Facebook pixel specifically to the amount, but you don't need to do that, right? You don't need to do that. You basically just have this code right here, right? This is extra code. Okay, so now we have 2 sets of code. We have our base code, right? And now we have our event code. So we're going to click in here and copy it. We're going to go back to our Notepad document, and we're simply going to paste it underneath. Okay, so this is what they gave us first, and this is what they gave us second. I know this looks overwhelming, but really all it is just copy and pasting. Okay, we're copy and pasting the new event, the add to cart event. Now what we're doing is taking this entire thing, copying it. Okay, now we have our base pixel and our add to cart. We're coming back over here and we're pasting it into this section. Okay, so now this pixel, when it fires, it's going to say there's a page view and an add to cart. So we'll close this, save it. Okay, I'm going to exit out of this. I'm going to skip the upsells for a second, and we're going to come to the order confirmation. Okay, on the order confirmation side of things, right? Let's assume that the upsells weren't there. Okay, let's just pretend they're not there. We're going to come on the edit page, and what event do we need to fire here? Well, because they're on the order confirmation page, obviously that means a purchase happened. Okay, so we're going to come up here again, go to tracking code. Okay, tells you right here, enter the full Facebook pixel plus the purchase event. Okay, I put this note in here for you just to remind you. Go into the Facebook pixel. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did, but now we don't want this code anymore. Okay, we don't want this one anymore, so we're going to start from scratch. Okay, we'll start from scratch. I'll just take everything out. And we'll go back to our ads manager. Okay, we'll go back to this page, and we'll copy this base code again because this is going to be the code that is going to sit on every page. It's got our page view. Now we're going to go add our specific event. Okay, come over here, continue. We're going to click purchase. Okay, you see again we have parameters. Here it's a little bit more useful. Okay, it's not required. Okay, and I'll tell you that I don't do this every time only because it does add an extra step. Right, the step here is that you'd have to manually add in the value per quantity. Right, so just for one, right, they'll do the math. One on here for the value of the actual product. Let's say you're selling a $100 product, you literally put in 100 here. Okay, again, watch the code over here when I remove this. That value part goes away. Okay, so again, money loves speed. We love having ideal tracking. When we get to scaling, it will be useful. The reason why we're not going to go for exact conversion value reporting is a couple of different reasons. One, it slows us down. Two, the variant-based system where there isn't really true quantity doesn't really help us. Three, upselling. We're also a little bit blind to the fact that we're not going to be able to understand if the upsells were or were not taken and in what order. So basically, this is going to be what I recommend you take. Right? You copy this. You could certainly also do this. Right? If you have a $100 product, do this. Copy this entire thing. Right? In either case, you're going to be taking what you copied here, adding it to your base pixel, taking everything and copying it, coming back to your order confirmation page and pasting this in. Okay? The ones without any amount, right? Since we're not putting the specific amount here, I'm just using the track purchase. I can copy this entire snippet. I'll save this and I'll put that in exact snippet into all of my upsell pages as well. Okay, because the only way to get to an upsell page, right? Looking at this, right? Step one, they found the product. Step two, they went to the checkout page and they completed their order. Step three, they made it to the bump upsell page, which means they completed their order. Okay, so what do we want to track here? Well, the same thing that we'd want to track on the order confirmation. We want to track that there is a purchase. Okay, so tracking code here. Okay, we're coming over here on to the conversion page and tracking that. So simply closing out of here, saving it, okay, and exiting. And just to show you, we'll do the exact same thing over here. Got to just put the same tracking pixel in here. Whoops. Okay, saving that and that's it. So that's the Facebook pixel installed. Once you have that in there, it's going to track on every single page, right? Literally every page that has the pixel on will be tracked by Facebook, and that's a great thing to make sure that you have set up. Hey, real quick, I also wanted to show you, this is, you see this little pixel helper over here. This is a Chrome extension called the Facebook Pixel Helper. When you see that it's got a green box around it, that means you know it's installed correctly. So I actually just loaded up my upsell page in a new window. Typically, people wouldn't be able to access this page, but obviously I have the URL to it since I created it. And this is what we see the pixel firing. Page view and purchase. Microdata, this is something that gets sent over all the time, right? This is something, like, you don't need to ask for this, this just happens. But these are the two events that we sent, right? These are the two events that we sent, page view and purchase. And if you recall, this was the code that we copied over. Here's the purchase, and here's the page view. So it's literally just spitting out what we put in there into the code. And download the Facebook Pixel Helper Chrome extension. Take a look for the green box on there. That means you know that it's installed correctly.